That shit look wet. What the fuck is he about? Yeah. Heard that nigga right. That's that. You fuck with a mouse. Yeah,
Oh, hey, you see that tune, yeah? Hey, bruv. I don't want with Johnny like that, bruv.
You know what's so funny?
Don't make man scream like this.
We're known for like playing bangers and that, yeah. That's a banger for all the wrong reasons and that. I don't know if that's making a playlist, but I had to drop that this week, bro.
Yeah, do you know what? When I saw that going viral, yeah, I was like, at first I was like, what is this? Yeah. But then I was like, no, it actually slaps.
Have you not heard it before?
I was about to say, I ain't even heard it.
Bruv, I just vibes into
This is the introduction, yeah.
I'm playing that on the way home, I'm telling you. That's the tune.
That's the one, yeah.
It's the Normal Parties remix, isn't it, by Wray. So you don't remember Benzino from back in the day?
Yeah.
It's his daughter does music now, isn't it?
Okay.
So it's her song originally.
Does she have a neck?
Wow.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got more neck than Benzino, yeah. That even sounds mad.
He was in prison or some shit, no?
Benzino?
Is that the guy? Is he like a big blockhead?
He does. He has a big
used to
blockhead,
run
no
the
neck.
Source magazine.
Yeah.
Almighty RSO. He was part of like,
He had beef with Eminem.
Oh,
Bear man.
Yeah.
Bear man.
He's from Boston. He's from Boston, isn't it?
Swear down.
He's from Boston, I think.
Boston.
Okay.
Yeah. So and he was on Love and Hip Hop more recently with like Stevie J's.
That's
yeah.
right.
That's where you probably know him from.
Yeah.
When they're in a hot tub with no neck.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to say that's how
you know him.
Yeah.
But it's modern times, isn't
No,
it? Yeah. So his daughter does music,
Okay.
and that's her song, and my man did a remix to it, and it just went viral, and I was like, bruv,
It's kind of mad.
yeah, this song's going crazy.
It's at what, 1.5 million views now.
Sure.
On
And for
YouTube,
banter as well.
Yeah.
So I know
Yeah.
people saw the clip because I posted it on my Instagram, and I was like, bro, I said, if you give me the aux this week, I'm playing that.
What do you mean banter though? I thought, is that not a good song, no?
No, when you hear the first, what did man say? Ooh, when you hear the first clip here, you're like, what is this, bro? Man is screaming, and then you listen to the whole thing, and like that repetition gets you, and like, this is actually
If
right.
I pull up in that, I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought he was like just legit being creative, fam.
No, he's been creative. No,
I didn't think it was like
I don't
a
think he
joke
made
to
a song for banter. I
I
think
was
we
gonna
took it
say.
for banter. We took it for banter at the start, and then afterwards, like, this is a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Do you know what? That's expressive rap. Man's giving you like engine sounds.
Yeah.
Man says some of your mouth, not all. Man says
Just
some
to
of your
get back
mouth.
to that. Ooh, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I can relate, man.
It's a vibe.
But like, he's actually begging for it.
That's mad.
But we saying the
That's
other
the
week
type of
about
box
like,
that I don't need, bro.
books you got to beg for is dangerous.
like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? End up being jobless that way.
Yeah.
But they say that's when you give out the best wood and that when you're.
Oh, mad. When you're jobless, when you're
Who said
unemployed.
that,
That's
man?
what you got
No,
time.
apparently when you're at your lowest, all you can offer is dick.
That's all you got.
Yeah, that's all you got.
Yeah, you have to put in work.
Okay.
If you're unemployed, at least put in work.
At least.
You got to have a reason for her to come home, see you there.
You
No
can't be a
shower,
bum.
no
Yeah,
shade.
yeah, yeah.
You've not cooked nothing. Wait for her to come home.
You have to do a madness.
The only saving grace that you're giving that amazing dick. That's the only saving grace.
I see the logic.
I see the logic.
Yeah, I see that.
We're gonna have problems with this drink today, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's quite smooth though.
Bruv, it's nice.
Do you mind like scam?
The thing is,
look,
yeah.
he's patting up his cup already.
Bruv, listen, yeah. It's all about the branding thing,
Yeah.
fam.
Okay.
Fam. I don't know if they're gonna see the logo, but
No, we can post it for you.
Yeah, just fling it up on the camera.
Because man, he was trying to do it subtle and that. He did this one.
Yeah, try to rotate the cup.
Bruv, you know I get done, man. You know I get done.
But we're fresh off celebrating Vans.
Yeah.
It was International Vans Day last week.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
happy belated, bro.
Thank you, man.
Happy belated.
Thank you.
He's still in birthday mood. We still.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you're on it. We're still celebrating
Well,
birthday.
we've got
It's
nothing
not
saying
man.
it today, you know.
The birthday week thing, yeah.
Yeah, man. Come
Birthday
on,
month.
bro. In
Okay,
a
okay.
panini, we have to celebrate.
Fair play.
In the best way that we can, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Fair
sometimes
play,
you have to
fair play.
make good out of a bad situation.
To be fair, you need all the celebration you can get because Tuesday you're a Liverpool fan and you're just
Right,
Okay.
straight for that.
It's
Okay.
suffering right now.
Foles
innit?
last
So-
week said it's not a football podcast, so we won't discuss.
Yeah,
you know.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind you going for the
We'll
judge.
skate
No, I'm
It's
just
too late now,
I'm
isn't
just
it?
Is that what we're on? Just let me know.
I'm just saying, innit?
I know what
I'm
mood
just
you're
saying,
into.
innit?
I know.
I'm just saying, innit? I'm just saying.
I'm out here.
Yeah, do you know what I
you
mean?
know, just off the back of a lovely week.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'm
for
refreshed.
Sure, for
I'm
sure.
you know, I'm rejuvenated. I'm everything, bruv. All that's missing is done now.
You lot should have seen this guy last week, yeah. So we did it. We did a surprise for Vans, innit? He was talking to that smoky talk. Oh, no one can ever surprise man. Never surprise. Like you never can catch me off guard. No. Let's tell the story. Yeah.
Them ones are the best.
We're preparing for the podcast. So he sat here. Yeah. I'll give you the imagery. He's wearing fresh Yeezys.
Yeah.
He's got the ankle swingers up a little bit so you can see the Gucci socks.
Nice.
He was doing loads. Fresh tracksuit
I
bottoms.
can picture it. Yeah.
New watch, new ring. It was
Nice.
a lot in
Ooh.
it. But
You have to come icy.
I hear him in it. It's your birthday. Do you in it? You know. I respect it. Pre the pod, he had his own plans, innit? And we rained all over his parade. Like, I cancelled everything. I told them it's not happening no more. So he's here sat there, upset, ringing everyone, messaging everyone, going, "Oh, sorry, like there's no point coming down. It's not happening anymore." We're gonna do like a whole get everyone in the studio vibe, innit? Yeah. But we'd already planned a surprise for him after.
Nice.
So he's doing that, and I'm talking. This guy's not responding to me. I'm talking the saddest I've ever seen this guy. Yeah, to the point where now, genuinely, yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that it's me, he wouldn't have podcasted last week. But he was upset. Man wasn't talking to me. Yeah, then we started podcasting. We got him in the right vibe. The girls come through. Then we surprised them with the gift, the printer, because obviously them man IT and that, they need that. And he was good from then. At that point, he was cool, innit? And then we got him after with a surprise.
That makes it even better, though, man.
Yeah,
The setup is important.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
The setup is vital.
Lined it up nicely.
But you know what? Going back to what you said earlier, I wasn't like, oh, no one can surprise me. Like, you know, I'm not above
talking
that.
Spicy,
I was saying that no one's ever surprised me.
Okay.
So it was kind of
So
like
it
was a hint as well, wasn't it?
Bro, he was so
But at
upset.
least
Yeah,
you took the hint though.
he was so upset. Yeah, I was this
Yeah,
close to going to him. Listen, I was this close to taking him outside and go, listen, they've planned a surprise, but don't move mad. Innit? When they surprise you, act surprised, because he was that upset. I felt bad, didn't it? Bro, stop being a bitch, bro. We need to podcast.
Do you know what it was? It wasn't necessarily like the plans failing. Yeah, it's the people that was like, you know what, forget it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
And it was last minute. He told him like 9.
And it was a last minute thing. And you know, prior to like weeks before, everyone's asking me like, "Oh, what's the plans?" And I'm like, you know, nothing, innit?
Yeah,
I'm just
of course,
like, what can we do?
What can we do?
And then on the last minute, I was like, "Oh, let's just have a few people come down to the studio so we can vibe in it." And then they were telling me, "You know what? It ain't happening."
Yeah.
Bro, I feel sad now, you know.
Bro, this guy was ringing with studio time. I was ringing with studio people saying cancel that.
then we got a couple man that got a studio around the corner.
Okay.
One of my brethren was like, "Oh yeah, we could do that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Cool, let's do that."
Yeah.
Then I think I must have told Fols or Chrissy, and they must have told her to cancel that, because she called me back and was like, they
double booked.
Yeah, they double booked, and I was like, why is everyone double booking, bruv?
On my day.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I started texting people like, you know what, stay home.
Yeah,
that must have been tough, man.
It worked out.
Must have been tough.
It must have been tough sending out those messages, man. It's never nice.
Not knowing that people were plotting, but you know, thank you guys for that, man.
So did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. Shout out to you lot, man.
It was still. We had a sick episode last week. Shout out to Black Pearl.
Yeah,
we had the ladies in the room and that.
Yeah,
you should have seen Chrissy last week, and they was doing matching knee-high boots and that. I won't talk about that too much. But it was the atmosphere in here last week was a bit different. Still.
The energy was different.
Yeah, the energy was right in it. So I'm happy you guys are here.
Yeah, man, it was great.
But hashtag Offthecuffpod.
Come on,
we are back. A good honest conversation, never hurt anyone.
Yes.
So listen for the first time. My name is Fols Forever
Mr Vans.
And we got some esteemed gentlemen in the room today.
Thank you.
We got some good guests, family. You want to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yeah, of course, man. So I'm Khamisi, one of the founders of Drums and Flats, the finest of the finest of the finest chicken wings in the city, amongst the well versed menu. Yeah, man, that's me.
Cool. I'm Daniel. I'm the other half of Drums and Flats. I can't even follow on from that mad introduction. So. Just leave it there.
Humble things.
You know, it's false.
Before we kick off though,
it's
drums or flats?
Flats. It's a flats thing, boy.
I can't trust you, man.
No, because you know what, like
flats.
I'm a drums guy through and through.
When somebody likes drums, you can tell they're still maturing. Because it's like
as a human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like the drums is
who's
like
helping the business.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay,
no. Do you know? I used to like drums back in the day because you think it's got bare meat, but there's something different about the flats. It's like it's more succulent. It's like it's kind of like, you know, like a darker meat is more. I don't know, like a chicken thigh is better than chicken breast.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like that kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying, isn't it? But,
you're going for the slim ting. I'm going for the ting with the bunda.
No, I'm going for the slim,
big body ting.
I'm going for the slim tick ting. You get me?
Yeah, you
slim
get
tick
those.
ting. You know
flats aren't no slim
Bro,
tick.
if you come to drums and flats,
okay.
You're good at this.
There we go. But,
I'm a
yeah, man. No, fair play.
I'm a drum man as well.
Yeah.
Wings in general, but if I have to choose,
drums.
Oh yeah, I love wings.
Yeah.
So when you go maxing, you ask the guy for 5
Do you still go
drums.
maxing?
No. These are only.
Bro, it's like
I swear down, blowing up your spot and that.
cool.
This is family to the room, innit? So wherever you want to go today, let me know, innit? Because
Bro.
I'm in the mood, innit?
That reception was icy. Don't want to go maxing no more.
We've gone, innit?
Cool.
But back in the day, the man
I
used to
remember
be.
time.
Cool. Anyone from South London, if you
Back
know
in the
East
day.
Dulwich, well, Maxi was our spot,
Done
right
now.
beside Rice and Peas.
Yeah.
In East Dulwich, just before
That's
you
right.
like get onto Lordship Lane.
Just off
Yeah, back
Ducking
in
the
the day,
Hill.
what was
Yeah.
it like a £2.49, £3 for like a was it a combo meal? Was
You
it?
could feast.
was one
If you
like
had like £5, bruv,
You're good.
you're cool.
Yeah.
You're cool. Like,
You're
you're
good.
£5 a
more
stretch. £5 you're going yard shop. If you got £5 you're going yard shop.
You got money for yard shop,
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah, rice and that.
True. You know what I'm
Would you get a
saying,
drink
innit?
with that then?
Bro.
Would that come with a drink?
What, Rice and Peas?
The 5.
No, you gotta drink at home, innit?
Yeah. You're buying rice and peas and there's
Yeah.
bare rice at home, but you're still on the
Yeah.
road eating food with your friends like your school uniform.
Bro, if you had
All parched
£5
and that.
and you went maxing,
Yeah.
back then when man like still used to eat swine and that, bro, you can get ribs, fam.
Big
Like,
facts.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a bigger.
Or you can buy your brethren a meal as well.
Yeah, true.
got £5.
Yeah.
You
Or
know what
them
I'm saying?
them
You can
brethren
share
there
that
that
out.
are just looking for
You
the
know.
puppy
Yeah,
dog eyes and that.
bro.
Just hungry and that.
Waiting for you to offer, like,
Bro,
see man
my
getting
man.
changed. See man getting changed, like
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
You're
bro.
not gonna
You might as well-
nice man,
No,
nah.
but at that
Yeah,
age though,
order
there's like, it's
two.
either you buy man a few wings or you got to share your thing. So if you got change from that, you have to nice your bread.
100%.
And also as well, it's good man. It's like you
100%.
clock the guys that were like
Exactly,
kind of selfish.
I was about to say.
You couldn't really go to shop, and you're with your brethren and he don't get nothing unless he's
Yeah.
categorically said, "I'm not eating, I'm not hungry."
That's
Yeah.
real
Do you
talk
wait for them to offer or do you ask?
What if you're the friend?
What if
You ask, no,
If
you ask your
if
friend,
you're
you ask
the
your
if you're
friend.
the don that doesn't have it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you wait for him to offer or do you?
You know, it
ask?
depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, true.
Because there's
true,
people I know that I'm close enough with that
Yeah.
it's not a problem to ask.
Yeah,
Would
yeah,
ask
yeah.
each other in.
Yeah,
True,
yeah.
true,
So
true.
the super close dons like
Yeah.
chip,
True,
Do you
bro.
get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But if it's a
yeah.
pride thing where we're not really cool like that, I'm not gonna ask, innit?
You're gonna wait
Do you
until
get what I'm saying?
oh, yeah.
Say that again?
You're just gonna wait until they're like, oh yeah, he wants a wing. You know when there's bare man, like, there's bare man in the room. Yeah, you're the only one with wings. Oh, what? Does anyone want a wing? You're hoping that they're like, nah, I'm good, bro.
At least everyone wants one.
That's
Everyone,
that's
real.
real.
Everybody, listen, man have eaten. Everybody's always wants a wing, bro.
Yeah.
There's always room for wings. So that was good times still.
And
Nah, for
cheese
real.
and a chicken burger. That was the one, bro.
Yeah, slice of cheese.
That was the one. And there's only 10p as well, bro. Extra.
Seems like the
it
wing
was.
industry has like evolved now.
No, it
No, it has, bro.
It has a
It
lot.
has, it has.
It has a lot.
Like at first, when we was charging like maybe over £5 for, we're charging over £5 for 5 wings when we first started. Some people were like, "Oh, that's expensive." It's like, it's kind of fair, innit? In terms of in our heads.
Where things are at.
But then at the same time, I think now no one even bats an eyelid. To be honest with you, like we charge something like I think it's £6.60 for 5 wings. or
That's
something
right,
like that.
yeah.
And people just buy it, and I don't think about it.
Yeah.
More time they go for 10 wings for like $9.90 or $9.80.
Bro, that's what you're doing though. Like I know the business model because when it's £5 for like 6 something, it's just give me all the wings,
Yeah.
bro.
Exactly.
I'm gonna pay the
You might
tenner.
as well size up.
Yeah.
You might as
That's
well,
it.
man. You might as
Size
well.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's mad because it's all in the packaging as well.
True.
It's just like how it comes.
Big
and
time.
Yeah,
the type of aesthetic is
Big time.
it's just changed.
It makes like we were talking the other day, and we was like saying, "Bro, can you remember when we first started? We never used to garnish our food." And it was like, "Bro, that's actually mad." Like to us, that now to do that, that would seem weird.
Yeah.
But back then, when we first started, bro, slap the buffalo sauce and then slap the barbecue sauce. Bro, hold that, fam. Hold that.
Hold
like,
that.
I was
You didn't even
watching,
think about it.
I Am Athlete and I was saying that's the difference between like a chef and a cook.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
obviously
yeah,
black
yeah.
people when they start, I know it sounds bad man, and stereotypical, but it's like track kitchen or
Yeah.
bando this or
Bando.
whatever,
Yeah.
bando wings, whatever, and that bando
Fam,
buffalo, whatever.
Fam, like
Yeah.
you can only market it to a certain demographic.
But do you
innit?
know what's mad about that? There's people that use that have nothing like
To do, yeah, they're not even-
nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean, innit? But or let me not say I don't know what people do in it, but I'm just making assumptions. But it ain't got nothing to do with that. But then they'll still use it. Like, you know what I'm saying, innit? But I know what you're saying because you kind of feel like then they're gonna go. to a
Yeah,
certain type
like
of
do you know what?
person.
Yeah, me looking at it sideways, and I'm like, rah, I don't want to seem anti-black by not supporting these young black brothers that have created an opportunity, like a business. But bruv, I don't want to eat nowhere where bando is in the name.
Nah, for real, for real,
Like,
for real.
I mean,
Close your eyes and envision being in the bando eating.
I mean, does everyone know what that looks like?
Never been.
You get what I'm saying?
Wouldn't know.
Never been. Everybody
I
knows
remember when
what it looks
Trap
like.
Kitchen started in the US, and then we had one in the UK, and I think they the one was from like Campbell, and they've got a spot up north. So it's been.
I tried to use them once.
Yeah.
But like they were just like, yeah.
Is that the collections where you just go there and collect the food,
like,
right?
You had to pull up at some
That's kinda
random
mad.
alleyway.
Yeah.
But that's what people
that's
like,
risky
innit?
business.
People kind of like that secretive nature of something, and like it's like
being early to stuff.
Well, that's what they feel like, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know
Like
what I mean?
it's not mainstream.
Do you know what I'm saying, innit? It's the same reason why people go mad for a raffle for a pair of trainers, and you think, I'm the only one who's got these kicks these times. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that got them in it, but obviously that's not necessarily always the same case. But people like that.
I know what you mean.
I'll pull up, get the food,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
Get on the grind.
like,
man.
like, do you know what I'm saying?
It's good marketing. I'm not mad at it. I just feel like,
For sure.
like what they were saying at I'm Athlete is like, it's a certain standard. So you weren't garnishing your food. So when you started, just slapping it on them.
Yeah.
But presentation plays a part.
It makes a difference.
And then flavor, all those things. But you learn it as you go along. You
sure.
get better with
For sure.
like how you present
And you can
your
only
food.
learn by just jumping in and trying it.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying no one showed us what to do, but
For sure.
we just try to learn from our experiences and improve.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, I know the stories, fam. Sorry,
Yeah,
fam,
yeah.
but like for our audience, I know we've got a certain amount of time with the camera. I want to make sure we have a proper chat with you.
Yeah.
Tell them like the backstory in terms of like how you guys met, and then why you started the business.
Okay.
And we can get into everything.
Cool, man. I mean, me and Khamisi met in year 7. So I don't know, how old are you in year 7? You're 11 years old.
Yeah.
11 years old, yeah.
11,
so
12.
we met. Then was in the same tutor group. Just been friends ever since then, really.
Yeah.
Then Khamisi, we kind of split up after sixth form.
Okay.
Went off to South.
Hey man, for moving sexy in that.
No,
You know what I mean?
Hey man, moving sexy in that.
Before that, the school tried to break us up, fam.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a
Because
true
obviously,
story.
Me and Dan were in the same tutor group and the same class, innit?
Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
like my tutor group was like 7SS and was in 7X as well. Like so, we had fam that's my dog,
tight,
innit? Do you know what I
man.
mean? Like
Yeah.
on both sides. And then for some reason they just switched up, bruv, and they moved, man. Like they moved me to flipping some next class. But I was with old Jermaine and Jermaine.
The man,
and
the
that.
man, yeah.
But then it was jokes because then, bruv, I would never have thought, like, I don't know if the two things are connected, but it's jokes to think there was a time where I think maybe it was in like year 8, year 9, obviously, just walking around in the halls, and one teacher pulled me to the side and he was like, you need to stop hanging around with Daniel, you know. Like, Mr. Shepherd, Mr. Shepherd, yeah.
Oh, Chrissy went there as well, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Shepherd was like, you start
Bastard,
hanging around with Daniel. And he's like, I was like, what? Like,
That's
this
my-
brother.
that's my
What
kid.
are you mad? That's my dog. Like,
We'll rush you now.
you know what I'm saying? And then, but it's jokes to think that actually happens still. And this man would have listened to him. Like,
Yeah.
Wouldn't even be here.
yeah. But
That's unbelievable. No. I mean, I fast forwarded a whole bunch through school. Khamisi went off to Southampton Uni, as you man obviously know.
Shout out to the
I was
last
the first in the relay race, just handing back the
yeah.
baton. And
Alright.
Was you saying you were there first, yeah?
yeah.
I don't know the order.
Nah, but I mean, that man left a legacy.
Alive, man.
Cool.
Know your shouting,
Let me
bruv.
just move
I
on.
just started the race, innit?
We need to stop. We need
That
to
man
stop
left the
putting
legacy,
locations and
innit?
timestamps and stuff.
Yeah,
Because you never know who's listening.
good to
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
I went
this shit
Northampton.
together. Yeah, alright, cool.
But,
So we went to a random university
Love
somewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
I went off to a different university somewhere in the UK. And then you can tell your story about when you finished uni.
oh yes, obviously when I finished uni, obviously Jermaine, a mutual friend of everyone, we set up our own business, Red Mountain, and it was called Red Mountain PR, but we weren't even doing PR, but we were just trying to do like marketing work. Anyway, ended up somehow in some meeting with Supermalt, and then started working with them, and then from there, agency became Three Halves, linked up with another one of he was our business partner as well, Vish, and then working on that for time, and then like randomly one time, I'm not sure why, but it was a bunch of us were at Daniel's house. I'm not sure why.
It was about 10 of us. No,
Yeah.
we actually called a meeting because we decided as a group of friends
Oh yeah.
we wanted to
yeah.
get together and
Do something
And
substantial.
do something.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's good,
yeah.
man. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
so I
yeah.
think it was probably 10, maybe 12,
For
12
sure.
people come around.
Yeah.
So I interrupted you, so go on.
And then then I think then everyone was just talking about like different ideas that they had, things that they might want to do.
I was at one of these meetings at your house. I was there for these meetings. And
The Godfather meeting and that.
You got invited to the table
meeting and that.
You have to bring the young kiddies.
No, for real.
Say it, man.
Wait, hang on. Didn't you have a blog site? Zero
Oh,
Online.
bruv.
Yeah, I wrote.
There's loads of stuff you can talk on.
Zero,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote a couple
Bruv,
articles
do you
for
know,
you, man.
it's so funny. Me and Jermaine were talking about that moment the other day because basically, so we set up Zero Online just because. So when Jermaine and I set up Red Mountain, we weren't getting no clients, like no work, no nothing.
Yeah.
And we were just like, bruv.
Getting bare emails.
Fam, I think what happened is we had some meeting. Somehow we just gassed up the thing. Got a meeting with Puma, funnily enough, yeah. And then me and bruv, do you know what I mean? Me and Jermaine went to the meeting. We thought we was meant to be meeting the sports marketing manager, but he was like, when we got there, he was busy doing something else. He was like, fuck that, I don't chat to these man. He basically sent someone else to go and meet with us, innit? So obviously we're just trying to this is the first time we've ever had a meeting. Like, do you know what I mean? Like a proper meeting. I think we must have been about, I think we was 22 or 23 or something like that. But anyway, so we just blurted out all these ideas to this guy, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, all right, cool. Well, we'll get back to you." Obviously, we knew it was dead.
Yeah.
And I remember after that, we was like, fam, like, we might as well just stop doing this, bruv. Like, this is dead, fam. Like, we're shit, fam. We can't even get no work. Can't get no clients. Like, fam, it was proper depressed,
deflated,
fam. Yeah, fam. That we was like, I think, you know, when you're just walking with someone and you're walking in silence, but it's like because you're both just feeling like, oh shit, like we're fucked, innit?
Yeah.
And then so obviously we did that now and managed to just, you know what I mean, pick ourselves up. And then I think we started Zero Online because we needed something to do, innit? So it was like, bro, like, let's just create this website and we can just start writing like articles, blah blah blah. And then that's when we linked up with Vans with that.
Yeah.
And basically we somehow had some meeting with this guy at Pizza Express. They got a jazz club downstairs, innit? Like proper big like legendary jazz artists go there. It's kind of like, imagine if like Jay-Z and Nas had this hip hop place that was all passing through, innit? And then we hollered at Vans because obviously I knew Vans done journalism at uni, so I hollered at him. And then I can't remember, he might have hollered us, I can't remember. But anyway, we had this, there was a jazz night going on. Vans were going there to report on it for us, innit?
Fucking report.
Yeah, fam. And then I remember, like, he phoned me, he's like, he's there. I was like, alright, cool. And then I was like, I'm gonna phone you back. I phoned Jermaine, I was like, yo, Jay, like, so Vans is there. I was like, bruv, like, I feel bad, like, we need to, because there was something happened, there was some kind of delay or something.
Yeah.
I was like, we need to, like, we just send him some money so we can, like, get a pizza or something, innit?
Just patting him up, innit?
Bro, but the maddest thing is, I swear to you that we must have maybe sent him, like, something like £10. I don't even know, something small like that. But I think that might have had, like, £14 in our account, didn't it? Yeah. But
Wait, in the business account?
Yeah, no, bro,
What
business account, bro? The
I was trying to gas you up.
The business account was zero.
Okay.
This like zero at this stage, proper.
Yeah.
But I was just like, nah, I've got to like just, I mean, try to
Gotta
make
look
sure that
after
he's
him,
comfortable and he can do his thing. So me and Trent were talking about that, randomly just talking about that the other day, fam. It's actually jokes, but yeah. So after Zero happened, and then somehow we ended up getting this meeting with Supermart, and then we did like just bare work with them from then on out, to be honest with you. And then
I don't think you guys get enough credit for that still, because I remember that time.
Yeah,
I was
agree
getting
with
enough. Like, put it this way, me and Pops was getting along. Them times. Because there was regular Supermart in the house. Like,
you lot used to send me them.
we were sorting them out, bro.
My mum was like, yo, when's the next shipment coming? And I'm like, babes, like, chill.
And I remember I had one fraudulent post. I remember I deleted on my gram. I had one fraudulent post. I'm like, thanks Supermart. These times it was the man them.
Yeah, but it's still the same.
It's the same thing, bro.
Of course. I remember you had the event. You had quite a few events. Like, I know they're doing things nowadays in that space where like a lot of drinks brands are getting into like the lifestyle side of things. But I think you don't. In my personal opinion, obviously we're friends, so I may be biased, but I don't think get enough credit for being early with regards to that. Like, so brands that are culturally aligned with us, but maybe don't have the younger crowd, or like when they were doing it, I don't remember. I've never bought Supermart in the shop. It's just always been there. But I was like, this makes sense. It needs a young face, a young voice, and that's when I clocked early that a lot of these brands that we are household names for us in the Afro-Caribbean community, they're not owned or run by black people at all.
Of
And you can
course.
speak on that better than I can.
Of course, man. Like we was having like regular Skype calls with people in Denmark because that's where they were, innit?
Right.
When we met, when we secured the thing with them, we had a meeting with them at like the Royal Festival Hall because I think they did. I don't think they even had an office in London. The MD came down and then the market manager came over from Denmark.
Okay.
I don't know why they did all this for us. And there was like some little cafe on the side or restaurant. So I had a meeting with them. Had the meeting with them in there, and then like at that point though, like the one thing I would say, the MD at that time, this white brother, like probably like middle aged. The reason I rate him because he saw like, like these guys actually get it, and then we can think we can get it, and like he would even say that sometimes he would like just walk into like a black barbershop and just try to just chill in there.
Myth.
Just to try to like understand
Man,
the consumer base.
Man, I'm trying to be a chameleon, you know.
No,
in
no,
the
dude,
barbershop.
Did you not hear about the undercover feds? I would have, I say he's a fed. I would have sniffed him out straight away.
No, but do you know what the thing is? If you would have saw this guy, the reason why I rate him for that is because the people after him, they would never do nothing
So
like that.
would you describe that as being proactive?
I would say so.
He did the groundwork,
He's
basically.
trying, but
Alright.
obviously
He's trying to
some
touch the
people could
streets.
do that in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'm telling you that no one knew nothing about. They didn't have a Scooby about their consumer base.
Yeah, for
sure.
Like none whatsoever.
Yeah.
And if anything, we were like to them, look, basically, you guys here, your biggest market is probably people from a West African background, not a Caribbean background.
Yeah.
But to a lot of people who aren't from like where we're from, they see black, they just see our Jamaican, basically, and they'll throw just anything. I'll do that. But it's like, no, that's not even.
That's not where it's at.
Do you know what I'm saying? Innit? So we're coming to them with bare ideas. I'll do this, push that. Like we're trying our hardest, like to like push this culture, fam. Like just push anything that's focus on West African culture, and the other stuff can come after. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Focus on that, and that's what we were trying to do, to the point where, like, we tried to make so many things happen. I remember, like, when Stormzy was that before the
he bust
mammoth,
properly,
that thing that he is now, I remember we was begging these guys, listen, give us some money, please, and we can go and try to do something with him, that because he obviously just fucks with you lot naturally,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, you need money to do certain things, innit? Do you know what I mean? They dragged their feet on that, and then like a bunch of other people where we're like, people come to us with ideas and stuff, and some of them were decent, some of them weren't, obviously. The ones that you'd go back with that are good, but you're trying to force these things through, like bare stuff. And that was one of the first, I guess, real life examples where you can see what it's like in the boardroom where people are making decisions. Because there was this one day where they started working with this big, at the time they were big, like branding agency. So imagine, like, at this point, we were 3 halves. We got some little small tin office in Swiss Cottage, just doing our thing out of there, innit? Just, you know what I'm saying, innit? Making up.
No, it was better than that, man.
No, but in comparison, if you went to these people's office on Oxford Street, brother,
It's almost better because I was coming to check you out, like, these man got an office.
no.
It's a nice little office.
Bro, the man that were lying to things going, yo, link me in the office.
Can't be describing it like that.
No, but if you saw these man's office,
I understand your
these
point.
massive glass windows where you can see straight in, receptionist there. You come in, would you like a drink, whatever?
Yeah.
They got like a fridge there full of like Stella or whatever. You can just take that, and then. But we ended up going to this meeting because they must have phoned us from Denmark. Basically, we're working with this new agency. They've worked on like big brands. Like, in one way, they were mugging us off because they were like basically saying, like, you lot don't really know about all this stuff, like on the upper level things. You just handle the stuff down there and talk to the people on the ground, innit? You know what I mean? But we need you to go and have a meeting with them. I was like, alright, cool, whatever. So we went to the meeting, fam. It was literally like, imagine, so me and Jermaine, only black brothers in the room, on a long kind of boardroom table, where you've got just all these people sitting around the room, men and women, but all white people, and they're just like, they're basically saying like, so like, what do black people do? Like, what do you not like? But just worded differently.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not as direct as that. And they're like, yeah. So what's important? And you're there just like thinking, obviously it was kind of young as well, but we're just saying whatever, all right, cool, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of mad like to think that they basically brought this whole team on that didn't have a Scooby about what they were doing, but like they keep these guys along because obviously
they came to come and pillage your ideas, even though they're mugging at the start.
They needed you
of course, to let them know what was happening.
For sure. But at the end of the day, like it's one of those ones where like the work that we do with them, cool, like we was happy with it. Yeah. And also it was a learning experience for us, innit? That's the first time, I remember the first time somebody asked me for an invoice here. And I genuinely didn't actually know what invoice was, bro.
Yeah.
Like properly, like what invoice.
I had to Google. I had to Google invoice templates,
bro. Yeah, like, of course.
I like Vans like me. If I'm too embarrassed to ask, I'll just Google it. And if I can't find Google, then I'll ask.
Yeah.
Like, one of my friends is asking like how you used to do an invoice.
Yeah. Of course, fam. Of course. It's mad. But I don't even know, bro. That's mad.
No, I don't like it because it gives the background. So just showing that there was a certain level of like business acumen. You were involved in certain things.
Yeah. Obviously, we done stuff with like Wray and Nephew as well. Like that was changed. That done this pretty much the same thing we did with Super until you know what I mean. They told us to jog on. Then basically like we done the same thing with that, bro, and that was sick as well because. Obviously, Supermont was sick because people get Supermont. But when you get alcohol, it's like, like man, bro, like, you want a couple of juices, like, you know.
Bro, what I mean? We was the amount of events I've been at. What you need to set up? 8 o'clock. I'm there.
Bro, that was sick. That was sick, and it was actually kind of fun, like working on that as well. Do you know what I mean? And that was again, like,
you helped sponsor our 100th episode?
Yeah, you lot nice us for our 100th episode. So yeah, man.
And trust me, we're trying to get more as well. Because that's the funny thing is, what was jokes here, there's probably bare people that probably don't necessarily remember us specifically, but remember a moment of trying to holler at a particular brand that we might have been working on and be like, they never sorted us out. These times there's bare people that we tried, even people that we didn't really know, that tried to do like, even like, because with Wray Nephew, obviously they're owned by Campari, so there are all these other different brands that are under them. And I remember like it's bare random. Like I didn't even listen to the 3 Shots of Tequila podcast. Okay. But there was a tequila brand there anyway that was under there, and I was like, oh, like maybe because I think they hollered at Wray Nephew, and I passed the thing on. I was like to Wray Nephew, oh, we should try to do something with these guys, but they weren't really on it. And then I remember I was just looking through their portfolio. I saw this tequila brand. So I remember hollering at the marketing manager, the brand manager from there, that like you lot should. It's tequila. Like it makes even more sense. Like you know what I mean? Like do this, boom, 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 boom. But obviously nothing kind of happened of it. But and the thing is, they wouldn't even probably have an idea that you did that. But it was just like you tried to do stuff for certain people because you would see that people were on things, innit? Like even like with you, man, it was like like there was like more ideas that let's say like Jermaine and I would have had. Like we should do this, and this, and like cool, like bro. These times. There'll all be like decks with like pictures of the man them in it, like you know what I'm saying, innit? Saying, oh, like do this, like this would be a sick idea, like you know what I mean, or other people that we knew who, you know what I mean, were just at that point probably like just starting things off, and they would have been accessible. You wouldn't have to pay bare money for them. Give them a reasonable fee, as opposed to then dealing with them a couple of years down the line, where they're gonna be like, bruv, like nah, slap on the big thing for that. Do you know what I mean?
So what would you say was your like biggest lesson in that early phase of business, from like starting Red Mountain in PR to 3 Halves, Supermart, going to Wray Nephew? What would be your biggest lessons during that time period?
That's a good question. I think the biggest lesson is trust your instinct. Okay. Definitely trust your instinct.
I agree with that.
Because there were things that we tried to make happen that didn't, because we never like pushed on it. And there were times where we tried to do something and they were like, no, we got pushback. And we was like, no, like do it. And they, you know what I mean, it went through. But I would say trust your instincts in anything. Like, you know what I mean, trust your instinct.
I suppose that applies to wider life as well, isn't it?
100%. 100%. Yeah, man. Like,
do you asking, do you man trust your instincts?
For the most part, I move mad sometimes. So.
Do you know what it is? I was gonna say like when you weren't necessarily like going with your instincts, you're kind of going into a situation half-hearted because you know that
100%.
you know, you're not sure whether you know it's gonna materialize or they might get your whatever you're thinking.
There was times when like we'd be like planning out what we're gonna pitch to somebody, and like Jermaine and Vish be like, oh yeah, boom boom, there's this. I'm like, cool, but whereas like I'll normally be the person who'd go to meetings or have to have the conversation about like the financial side of things. Sometimes I'll be like to them, the thing is, I don't really believe that, and I can't convince somebody
if you don't
in the
believe
same way if I don't even believe it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I rate the idea that much. Like we kind of need to change it a bit, so at least that way I can go and I can be a bit more enthused, and you know what I mean, you can try to essentially sell what you're trying to sell. Do you get me?
Is this you talking to your business partners?
Yeah. And them man would know because they could see the difference in me where I'm trying to tell them something where it's different when you know you need to like blag a situation. That's different.
If you want to drink it neat, it's up to you. But
You know what? I was just trying to think which one was.
no, that's yours at the back.
This one.
I was gonna say earlier, it should be neat, you know.
Safe, man.
Yeah,
It should be neat.
Yeah, bro, but they do say that you don't want to like,
Alright.
you don't want to just
Listen, you can drink any drink.
deface it with apple juice, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Deface it, you know.
Do you get?
You can dilute it with water if you want.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I definitely just trust your instinct, man.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, man. And,
So
and that's
just
what I'm saying.
just to add on to that, man. As the man them seeing, this might be the first time I'm ever saying this to
No,
him,
let him
but
know, man.
as the man them seeing, like you guys do that, I think that was big for us as a group, innit? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you were the first lot out of like out on my like that, like people I could touch you within reach that. Aside from any illicit behavior or maybe like clothing or music or trying to thing in like trading.
That we're doing business.
That was in business, and like I could see the grind
for sure,
and also man could benefit because I was coming to the events.
Yeah,
for sure. You know,
for sure.
So like I could see it, and I was like, yeah, no, this makes sense, and you're doing your thing.
Yeah,
it was fun like doing it back then.
Good to see, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? And but that's what I love about the brethrens that I have is that for me, like I remember a point when I can't remember if it was before we started working with Supermart or when we was working with someone else, but basically it was at a point where we felt like we needed some more clients. But I feel like it was Red Mountain because I'm sure it was just me and Jermaine at the time, and Dan and Charles has started AIM, innit?
Okay, and what's AIM for? AIM
was
it was pretty much working with disadvantaged kids in schools.
Okay,
through sport. Obviously, Charles's background was play football.
Yeah.
So we kind of just linked that up. And did that. We did that for a couple of years actually, which was pretty tough. And trying to get money out of the education sector is kind of.
I've heard like things
easy.
about that.
Yeah.
You know, they're not being too
forthcoming
with allowing certain enrichment programs.
Exactly.
Which
you can come in and speak to the youth on that, but you ain't gonna get no bread.
Not even no money for it.
Yeah.
So, which I do understand. You know, everyone's working to budgets and so forth. But
Of course.
you know.
So you brought them on around that time period.
Yeah. No, sorry, but the reason why I mentioned that was because I remember at that period. So when Daniel started AIM. And Dan and Charles were like picking up schools like for fun.
Okay.
And they were getting all these contracts. And I remember having a conversation with Jermaine. I was like, bruv, like them man are doing sick. And we need to match that, bruv. Like not in a thing of like anything
friendly
about,
competition.
You know,
inspiration.
no, I wouldn't. Not even competition, inspiration. Do you know what I mean? Because for us, it was that, bruv. Like we don't want, because certain man will hate on you and be like, I hope that man don't get in the next meeting. You know? People actually,
that happens,
like,
though,
bro, of course happens. And these are people that
Would they go and work at a pre and get rushed?
Friends.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fam. Do you know what I mean? But no,
for
for us, it was that them man doing sick, and it pushed us on to do something. And I do think, to be fair, it was before we started working with Supermart. And I remember having that conversation with James, like, nah, and it made us kind of pick things up a bit.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, if your brethren are on stuff and doing things, whatever it is, because that was inspiration for us. It was like, nah, because them man started fresh and they were picking up things quickly.
Yeah.
We started, took us time. Like, do you know what I mean, to get going. And so after seeing that, it pushed us on, do you know what I mean? So
And you can't rely on one client, because I know like there were, I'm sure we had conversations offline where like it was lit to have Supermart, but like what if this ends?
Yeah.
You can't just be the guys that had
That man
Supermart.
didn't even do contracts as well, bruv. It was like,
Swear down.
it was literally like, alright, cool, we agree on a budget for the year.
Okay.
And there's no contract in place here. But they liked it because, you know what I mean, if they wanted to blow out, they could. we liked it as well because at the same time, like, we'll get our P's and we weren't bound to nothing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, if we could do whatever we wanted with like what we got, because like, there's no contract in place, like, you know what I'm saying, and everyone was cool. It was you know what I mean, it was a mutual thing. Everyone
But
was
how do you navigate that, knowing that that's your only client, and there's no contract and you could just dip?
Bruv,
like, there's no security, like, you're not protected.
You gotta have faith in yourself, innit? Because for us, it was like, bro, that we knew that we understood the market better than them. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's light work.
Yeah.
We also knew that we could put together good ideas and we could make things happen. But a lot of it was learned on the job anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because we were very much novices in, like, when, like, the same thing, when Dang and I started Drums and Flats, we didn't know nothing about the restaurant industry. Like, nothing. Like, zilch. You know what I'm saying? So we just learned.
Sometimes you got to bully your way in the game, man, and
Brother,
just learn road stuff.
It's the same with you, man. Like, when you man started,
For real.
if you were to listen back to your first episode,
Yeah.
and listen back to the last episode you recorded, they will sound completely different.
I'm not doing
Absolutely.
What episode number are you man on now?
This is
283.
283.
Yeah.
283. So,
Right. Can you see a big difference between now and
Absolutely,
if you
man.
went
So,
to each
like,
episode
every, you know, now and again, you go back.
just to listen?
Not even like necessarily episode 1 per se, but like, you know, I don't know.
episode 68.
Yeah,
something like
episode
Yeah.
68.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, the format has changed along the way as we've evolved. You know, so we understand the process, that everything is a learning curve.
Yeah.
There's certain things that we've added, like, that has been super beneficial to us.
Yeah.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And
So
things you dropped out that you didn't need.
yeah,
for sure.
exactly that. So
Well, you were quite early on it because
Yeah.
I said the story quite a few times, but for our listeners, you're the person I reference to whenever I talk about the good advice early on. So Scam had gone to me like, what you're not doing is great, but chemistry, you don't sound like, I don't want to hear you just kind of finish each other's sentences, like you're not bouncing off each other. And on the other end of the phone, I'm like, bro, you want me to argue with my fucking friend for your entertainment, you pussy or bar. When I got off the phone and I kind of pushed my ego aside a little bit, I got it because, like, he's giving me, that's what I want from a friend, innit? I want someone to be honest with me. And it wasn't even being rude, it was actually decent advice. And I was like, you know what? Find what we actually genuinely like, which is obviously music, culture, politics, and as you get more comfortable, our personal experiences come on the mic, and then we found our chemistry. And we start spending more time together because at the start, the Smooth Vans were cool, but we hadn't spent that much time with each other. And it was just like he was on it, I was on it. I was like, alright, cool. Kind of something like, let's start this thing, and then after maybe, I'd say, just my perspective, maybe after maybe about like 30 episodes, I was like, yeah, I like this guy still.
But
After 30-40 hours.
Because you start, it becomes your weekly routine. You're spending time together on that Tuesday.
You know what each other's
communicating,
doing.
you're liaising about
sure.
when the pod's coming out. You're hanging out.
You have a reason to pretty much speak every day.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's the same with.
Yeah.
I feel fortunate working with my friends because
Yeah.
you have a reason to speak to them. Pretty much on a daily.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that's a positive.
And the chemistry helps, man.
For
when
sure.
you're doing
It does.
things, you know what
Big
I'm saying?
time,
Like,
big
'cause
time.
you know that you both have that mutual goal.
For sure.
You know, and it helps being the friends that you are, because
sure.
when real shit happens outside of business, you're there for each other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But on the other side, though, any downsides of being in business, being in partnership with a friend?
For me personally,
I can't think
no.
of one. No.
You know why? Because the only issue that could potentially be there is if you weren't kind of honest with your friends and you didn't want to hurt.
Yeah, it's based on an individual, and it's
You get what I'm
funny
saying?
because I had a conversation with my mum about this a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
You know, I was driving somewhere, and then she was talking about business, and you know, someone had told her, "Oh, you know, business with because she's got business with my sister.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Cleaning service.
Okay,
Shouts
sick.
to them, Femprop. Check them out on IG.
Yeah. I'll check them out.
But she was saying that someone was telling her, oh, you know, maybe like business with family members or friends ain't so much of a good thing. And she was like, nah, it's based on a individual.
Exactly.
When one person starts moving mad, that's when the
Exactly.
whole thing collapses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because one thing that you need to ultimately have in business is trust.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Once that trust is broken,
Definitely.
yeah, we could be cool, but I can't
Exactly.
trust you when it comes to business.
Big fact.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So
to say that, there's not many people I trust more than Khamisi.
Okay.
So why would I not want to be in business with somebody?
So it's
absolutely.
a win-win type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, who I really trust.
Yeah. But to your point, though, I can't lie, yeah. All jokes aside, like, if I'm in business with my child, you act up, I'll cut you out of the wheel. Like,
Yeah, see.
I wasn't expecting that.
don't move mad.
Exactly, it's exactly what my mum
I
just
wasn't
said.
expecting
I'm your
that
parent,
story,
and you're
but,
moving mad.
Fair enough.
This is what my mum said. It's based on the character. If someone's petty,
Yeah.
you know,
If I was,
like they're gonna bump heads in
careful.
it. Like I'm sure my mum and my sister talk every single day.
Yeah.
They work together.
Yeah.
When my mum comes home, who's she on the phone to? My sister. And I'm like, have you lot not like had enough to speak about? You lot have literally been speaking all day.
But when you got a business, you can talk about bare stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I've been never
yeah.
ends, man.
Bare stuff.
And it's only until like my sister moved out is when like, I feel like they've gotten super mad close.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? So it made sense
For sure.
that
That's
they
nice,
started
though.
this business and they're getting clients. You know,
That's sick,
even
man.
some clients have known about the company from listening to this, which
dope.
is great.
That's sick.
So you know, you should always promote your
Full
people.
comes round
That's
full
it.
circle, innit?
Yeah,
for sure,
absolutely,
man.
man.
Yeah.
So
That's sick to hear, man.
you know, like it's I'm not in business, or well, we are essentially like me and Fols are doing because you know now. You know, we're starting to get a lot more emails and having to kind of navigate with
Inquiries.
that. You know, so
Yeah.
it's the same dynamic, but
For sure. For sure.
tell us a bit more about like the inception, the start of Drums and Flats.
Yeah, so like Khamisi said earlier, I had the meeting at my house. Follow, you was there, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. So a good 10 to 12 of us.
Yeah.
Just trying to just throw ideas out as to how we can kind of come together.
Like, let's be friends for a reason. Like, man, I just riding each other. What can
and
we do?
You know, I mean, even maybe to this day, I wasn't exactly happy with the position I was in even from a financial perspective.
No, of course.
So I want to do something about this. You know what I'm saying? So getting us all together, trying to come up with some ideas.
Put that mic out a little bit before you scam.
I think I can't remember some of the ideas that were flying around. You know, there's always one or two ideas.
No, I think like so there was like obvious stuff for like should we pull money together and look into like housing?
Yeah,
I don't think anybody was on maybe the clothing thing per se, but it was more like just can we start putting a pool of money together so that if we have an idea where we
can
could
put it
go
towards
in
something.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So and I do you know what it was I was just at least happy to have the conversation and like
For sure.
have friends who are in that headspace.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily mean if there's 10 people have to go into business, but if something like this can spark from that,
Then it's a good thing.
then it's still a win at the end of the day, innit?
For sure,
definitely,
for sure. And Khamisi had been talking for a little while about sort of a chicken and cocktails concept. Kind of like a cocktail bar, you go there, you have some fried chicken, and so forth. So he kind of brought that to the table, presented it to everybody. It's kind of one of them ones where you put it out there, and it's whoever's on it.
Yeah.
Just come and shout me, innit?
Yeah. I love
And
that.
then you see kind of who's standing at that point. So I shouted Khamisi just straight away. So let's get cracking.
Yeah.
Waited for a little while to see if other people kind of wanted to get involved. And then we just started developing sort of recipes at my house. We started off trying to do a healthy thing at first.
Bro, healthy wings.
Or like a vegan.
No,
thing.
just healthy food.
Cauliflower wings and that.
Yeah, what we do cauliflower rice?
Cauliflower rice. I would never would have come.
From an actual cauliflower. We didn't buy the thing. We
Yeah.
bought an actual cauliflower.
But was
You
that
know when you-
before that meeting though?
What, Revitalize?
Because before, me and Dan tried to set up like our own like PT thing, innit?
Fitness,
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
fitness
You?
company, innit?
Yeah,
Bro,
we was
don't say
trying.
you, fam. Wow. These times, bro, don't make me tell the people what happened. Don't make me what happened to them, fam.
The man never go through phase. Man, they were selling Herbalife. The man never sold bare stuff.
Remember the Herbalife phase?
Listen, man.
Do you know
Bro,
what?
who's on
These are
That's
gentlemen
mad.
that have been
No,
trying to
you
make a way.
always. One thing I do, you
Bro,
always tried something.
to.
Bro,
innit?
you have to
Yeah.
try
Me
something.
and Sosa was
fam.
fucking partying and that. Nemo tried to do
Fam,
that.
you
we
have
tried,
to,
we
man.
tried to do that,
You have
and
to.
then we tried to do healthy food
Yeah.
first, and it was like a concept of like imagine like everyone's giving me the idea, but it doesn't even matter.
This is something that I
Yeah.
think we will probably do at some point.
So
for
it
sure.
was like imagine like Subway,
Okay.
but healthy options.
Okay.
So you would basically you match your protein with your carbs, and then do you know what I'm saying? innit? You can swap out certain things. Like cool, I don't want no carbs. Give me that extra veg. So you got some complex carbs in there, or something like. So it was like a food concept based around that. But that the food would be sick because you know that sometimes you have healthy food, but it's dead. You know what I mean? And the thing is,
And mad
adding
expensive.
adding
true.
seasoning to something doesn't, you know, what I mean, do anything to your
Doesn't cost
calories.
a lot.
You know what I'm saying? innit? And it doesn't cost a lot. At the end of the day, like there's certain seasonings that are actually good for you. You know what I mean? Like these times, cayenne pepper is good for you. Like, you know what I mean? Innit? Like in the right doses. So yeah, bro, we had the concept of that first of all. But I'm sure that was before that.
So that was before the meeting.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then it just didn't work out for a reason.
For whatever reason, yeah.
So you started in your house.
Yeah, I had the meeting in my house.
Playing on the recipes and
yeah,
stuff.
I went to Khamisi's house. We did I think one of the first wing flavors we did was What's It's wings, which was just shit.
It was dead. So.
We did soya wings, tried to do a soya thing.
Okay.
But that didn't really...
I didn't bang.
Nah, I was kind of ashamed actually. I'm Ghanaian, but still, it's a poor effort. But
Trial and error, don't it?
yeah, it's through those times that you try different recipes, and eventually we kind of managed to build a basic menu.
So I'm assuming that you guys, were decent in the kitchen prior to this.
Bruv.
Personally, nah. I was.
And this guy?
Not even average. I was below average.
I'll swear down.
Yeah, I could. Let's list the things I could do. I could do. I couldn't do an omelette because it never stayed together. So I could do scrambled egg.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do toast.
Come on.
Man said I could do toast.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
like
But it was good toast, innit? I could do toast.
Just smash these ones.
Oats. I make good oats.
Okay. On the stove or microwave?
Depends on if I'm in the right.
Do you know what? He was like, right, that's a trick question, you know.
I wasn't expecting that.
Do you know why?
You should have said a pre-production, mate.
Like, you can go and get all the little microwave sachets.
Yeah, I
and
do
that.
microwave
A man
thing.
think wants to add little peanut butter and blueberries
Yeah,
and doing the thing in there.
Bro,
Bro, cooking oats on the stove is way different than
As
the
long as you
microwave.
add drip to your
it
porridge,
is,
like
it
you
is,
can
it is.
sell it in.
Yeah, little honey and that, little syrup and that. Yeah.
It's a different
Decoration
experience.
is important.
trust
You know,
me.
Yeah, so-
things got to look drippy.
You know what I mean? So me,
Always
not
garnishing the porridge.
really. Bro, you have to.
You have to.
These days, you have to.
You have to.
So I don't know. Was he cooking in that?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't at Dangle's level. Like,
He was on his level.
no, I was
As
above
in-
that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't that level at all.
Yeah. Thanks.
Like, cause I actually always enjoyed like the idea of cooking. Randomly, I remember one time when we was finishing coming towards the end of our GCSEs, I went to Daniel's house, and Daniel's mum was like to me, like, "What are you gonna do when you finish your GCSEs?"
It's a good
And
question.
I randomly said to her, "I'm gonna be a chef." Like, I don't even know why I said it either.
Yeah, you just on the spot.
Oh, she's
But I
putting
was
pressure
like,
on you.
yeah,
that's
bro,
you
like,
have to come out with something.
I'm a chef. Because I remember like from when I was a youth, I used to, when we have like big family dinners, I always wanted to like help to do something.
Yeah.
Like, let me do this or whatever. So I enjoyed that. But at the same time, I didn't know. Like,
Of course.
nothing proper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
for
Nothing.
sure, man.
But your energy was there at least.
Yeah, bro.
For sure.
But we used to have like, it was jokes because we would say like once a week, because at that time obviously I'm still doing 3 halves, Dan's still doing, I can't remember what Dan at that point, but
Hey,
if
Dan's
it
got
was
like
at 8 at that
17
time,
degrees on that.
bro,
Yeah,
there you go, innit?
fucking
It's
hell.
like every other year, I see Danny like masters, and I'm like, bro,
Man's got masters.
Nah, that's a slight exaggeration.
Yeah,
That's a
man's
slight
master
exaggeration.
square.
I'll
He's the
take
smartest guy in the ends.
I was like,
You know what,
Donny's
yeah?
always like,
I've given up
cap
even
and
trying
gown,
to,
bro.
I've given up trying to argue that title,
From
man. I'll
time,
take it.
bro.
innit?
From
Yeah.
time.
I'll take it.
Like, and we would say like, all right, cool, let's meet up on Wednesday, for example. And then for some whatever reason, we wouldn't meet up on Wednesday. Then we'll phone each other like, listen, bruv, like we're not even serious. Like, if basically if we don't meet up next week,
It's done.
let's just
done.
back off. Let's
We
just back off,
did
innit?
get to that point where we
Yeah,
did say
yeah.
to each other, listen,
Like,
if we're not,
We're not
if
on
you haven't
it.
got the commitment to at least meet up once a week,
Yeah.
even for an hour, just to try out some recipes,
Yeah.
this shit ain't going nowhere, and it's not
Yeah,
wasting
yeah.
our
So you
time.
both had to be committed to this.
Had to,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Had to.
And that goes back to what we were saying about being friends. I felt like I could have that conversation with
Right.
Khamisi because
Pull
he's
him
my
to the
friend.
side a bit, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
and
bro.
vice versa.
Pull up your socks.
Yeah, basically.
Nah, for real.
You get what I'm
For
saying?
real.
And vice versa. And those conversations are easy.
Yeah.
Very easy to have.
Because
Yeah.
you got rapport there. So you had
You get what I'm saying?
the trial and error. So you got the what's its flavour.
Yeah.
You tried what other flavour did you mention that might have been
Soya
suya thing.
Wait,
different.
what's its flavour?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
like, as in the crisps.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know,
Do you know
people
what?
can use cornflakes, for example, to coat
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah.
It was like, let's do something different. Let's use
Yeah.
what's
What's
it? It's
it?
like, you know what
No,
I'm
but
saying?
what's it is an elite crisp. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'll be honest, that sounds
Elite.
like that sounds
Elite.
like that sounds like a
No,
It's
surely
It's
a-
a good one. It's a
what's
good
the
one.
word? It's like a
mid-table.
heritage thing.
What's it?
Like, 'cause everyone had a period in life.
That's like an
where
Everton
it
or
was-
something.
But you got a
Yeah.
kid though, so I feel like you'd be stealing her snacks.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So
Absolutely. But
You're
like,
biased.
you know, there's a certain point in your life here where
Yeah.
like what's it is the thing before
Yeah.
you matured onto
Of course.
kettle
You know what,
chips
you know
and,
what.
nothing counts.
you know, like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
them
That's
things.
the elite thing.
I'm still on skips. Is no one else really?
Skips are dead, bro.
Bro, if you're screaming skips
Skips,
is
yeah.
hard. Skips is hard.
Yeah.
But
Thank
if
you.
you're screaming skips, you can't throw shade at what's it's. I'm sorry.
Same
No,
time.
you know why
True,
Skips has a more complex flavor profile than What's It's.
Nah.
Bro,
What's It's is like a descendant of like the Cheetos thing, yeah? That is a mazzoline.
Fair.
You know, that's big, bro.
That's
No,
they're
for sure,
mad
for sure,
cheesy,
for sure.
man. They're mad
sure.
cheesy.
So you tried a thing with the What's Its flavour. So obviously you didn't bang. What's Its didn't bang. What was the one that worked? And we can go forward a little
I
bit.
think it might have been.
I say barbecue.
I was gonna say buffalo, you know.
No, because there was too much vinegar and butter at the beginning.
How is it?
And barbecue, all we had to do was change the curry powder,
Oh, because it was too much curry in there.
and then it was perfect from
Oh,
there.
what? Yeah. So that was the one, yeah.
Yeah,
Because alright.
buffalo was a bit shaky because when you add too much butter to buffalo, it kind of gets a bit oily.
Okay.
If you add too much vinegar, it's too tangy. So that
You need the right mix of tangy for
You get
buffalo.
what I'm
as well,
saying?
yeah. I know some people buffalo is like Marmite for some people. Like
Yeah.
some people
It
swear
is.
by it, and some people absolutely
love
hate it.
Yeah.
Now, people that love buffalo
Love it.
love buffalo
Yeah.
for sure.
Like proper.
I like buffalo. I fuck with
Yeah, same,
buffalo.
same.
Like,
I'm a
Buffalo's
buffalo
sick.
don.
Buffalo's sick. Like,
Same.
the funny thing is, at that point as well, I hadn't even eaten blue cheese, bruv.
Okay.
So when we're all trying to make a blue cheese, because it took us a while to add a blue cheese sauce anyway. But when we did eventually, I was like, I was even new to that. Like, man didn't grow up eating blue cheese like that. Do you know what I mean? Innit? I was like, that is like it's gone off. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a middle class wing still.
Fam,
that's
do you know
facts.
what I mean? So, but yeah, man, like, it was, and then I think from then I remember because that's the thing. Because I remember when Dan hollered at me about like trying to go forward with it. I'm sure a few other people did holler at me as well. But for some reason, for whatever reason, it just didn't like materialize in that way, innit? Yeah. But then, so we banged out all those recipes. Then I remember I went with my cousin, came from Canada, and was just visiting. I think he was going to study in Leicester, so he was just visiting at first.
Yeah.
So he came to London. Anyway, he was like, "Oh, can you show me around different places?" All right, cool. So we went to Peckham. I went to Peckham Levels. No, Peckham Springs.
Underneath the
And,
archway.
Yeah,
Underneath the train station.
underneath
Sorry.
Peckham Rise station.
Which no longer exists, by the way, which is
Bruv,
sad.
yeah, that man got tough.
Really?
Yeah. It's still there as a
Wow.
venue,
Got
but it's not
tough,
Peckham
yeah.
It
Springs.
gentrifies.
Well, I
Sad,
celebrated my birthday, remember?
Yeah.
Couple years
Sad.
ago.
Yeah,
sad.
no, it's
Did
not
the
even
bar
there.
crawl
It's
out
called
there?
something Peckham something else now. The guys who were running it, I think they still got Bar Story. Because actually, tell that it was Bar Story next door, but it was just the same thing anyway.
Yeah.
Went Bar Story, and I remember I said to my cousin, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do a pop up here, and I'm working on this business with my friend. We're gonna sell wings, and like by summertime or whatever it was, we're gonna do a thing here, innit?" He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. These times that I don't even know that."
So as the girls on Twitter would say, you manifested.
Bruv, no, straight.
it.
And then we did it. We hollered at them, like sent a random email just the chance that they would have space for us to be there, innit? And they were like, "Oh yeah, we actually got something this weekend." And I was like, "Shit!" I remember I was in the office. I was in the office in Sis Cottage. I phoned Dan. I was like, "Hey, bruv, we got a thing on Saturday, you know?" And he's like, "Swear down."
Let's
He's
just
like,
do
"Bruv,
this.
like we got to figure this out, fam. We didn't know nothing."
Yeah.
Because at that point as well, when we're testing our recipes, we're just going Tesco, Sainsbury's. We didn't know about going wholesalers or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So when we're buying all stuff for this pop up, we're going Sainsbury's, buying bare
You was
sweet
going to
potatoes.
say.
Buying bare sweet potatoes, bro.
Oh my god.
Like the amount of times
That was
people would
nuts.
say to us like, why are you buying so many
Asking
potatoes?
questions, yeah.
Like we'll buy bare sweet potatoes, buying all these different fresh ingredients, done the pop up down at Springs,
Yeah.
banged that out. And I remember like that weekend, like we must have made like, I don't know, a couple bags or something like that, yeah. And we was like, "Hey, bro, this is sick." Like, it was like, "No, this is sick."
Yeah.
Like, it was like, bro, we were so gassed.
So,
Like,
you made your money back from the spend and
Yeah,
you had prof on top.
like we was like, fam,
It was up.
like,
It was a bit
this is the
shocked.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like, no, this is the thing, like, and people were fucking with us as well, innit? And that's the time when at Springs back then,
Yeah.
we was talking about the other day, like, it was a spot where people would go,
Yeah.
but it wasn't necessarily where like us man would go, innit?
Yeah.
So when we went there, when we started going there, bruv, it was